Okay, we're continuing with this tips for completing the house puzzle. So here's the end of it, and we're going to be using a couple of new tools, one of which is the retain components from the move tool. So you're going to go ahead and select all the fence posts that are supposed to go underneath this railing, and notice that they're all rotated funny, so you're going to go to the rotation and zero out the rotation. Okay, so they're still standing straight. Now at this point, you can do one of two things. Notice that they're facing in that direction, whereas the fence post is facing in the other direction. In order to rotate them as a group, you have to group them or rotate them individually. So you can go ahead and do that, or go ahead and straighten them up first. So I'm going to go ahead and straighten them up first so they're not lined up haphazardly, just like that. So I'm going to tap on my space bar and go to the top view. And you notice that they're all haphazardly around. And what I want to do is to line them up in a straight line. So to do that, you're going to double click on the move tool right there. And in the tool settings, you're going to notice that there's something called move snap settings. And if yours is not open up like mine, go ahead and click on this triangle. And you're going to disable by clicking on the check mark, disable retain component spacing. With that, you are going to hold down the X key, and you are going to click and pull slightly on this blue arrow to line them up in a straight line. So I'm holding down the X key, middle mouse click and drag, and you notice that now they're lined up in a straight line. Go ahead and reset the tool because you do need that retain component on as the default. And you can close the tool settings. And you can tap your space bar to go back to your perspective view, and you notice that they're now lined up in a straight line. Okay. Now if I try to rotate them now, you notice that only one is rotating. They're not rotating together. So in order to rotate them as a group to fit under here, you are going to first group the object into one single group. So to do that, you're going to go to Edit Group. And at this point, I want to talk to you also about naming. Notice that in your channel box, you have a grouped one. So to rename it, you can double click, and I'm just going to call it Rails. All right. And just for information's sake, if you ever do need to name every single one of them, what you can do is go up here to the status bar. All right, right there to the status bar. And if you hit rename and type in real one, hit enter, you notice that now each of them has a different number. Okay. So to select a group, if you got it deselected, you're going to select one of those posts. And as you can see, I didn't rename them because I already renamed them since mine was on rename already. So that's why it says P4 cylinder. All right. Select one. So we're going to select a group, select one, and hit the up arrow. And now your entire group is selected. Notice the pivot point of the group is all the way over here. So you do need to reset the pivot point by going to Modify, Center Pivot. All right. So now you can tap the E key or go to the rotation tool, and you want to rotate them this way, which is a straight up 90 or minus 90 degrees. Okay. So now that they're rotated, you can go back to the move tool and move them towards the railing. And in this case, it's easier to do it from the side view. So tapping my space bar, I enter into the side view, and I'm going to go ahead and place them on the grid just like this. And you notice that the fence post is way too low. So I'm going to go ahead and select the fence post and raise it up so it's on top of the railing. All right. And the last thing we have to do is even out the railing so they look nice underneath the fence post. And to do that, you are first going to move them inside. And I'm going to show you a snapping tool that will get them all lined up nicely. So now that they're all facing inside the fence post just like this. All right. You want to even up the spacing between them. There's a quick and easy way to do it. So to select them, you're going to hold the Shift key and select each one of them like so. All right. With them selected, you are going to go to Modify, Align, Snap Align Objects, hit the box to get to the settings. And before we align them, you want to notice the direction or the axis is facing. You notice that it says axis Z. So you want to make sure the world Z is selected. Select the distance option of the mode and hit align. And now they're all spaced. Oops, I forgot that one. So let me undo that. Notice that there's 2 inside here. So I do need to move that one out. All right. Now I'm going to reselect them again. And go back to my modify snap align objects, and make sure to set the Z on distance and hit align. And now these fence posts are nicely, oh, I missed another one. So must have done more than I did. So let me make sure there's no more hiding somewhere in here. Okay, I think that was it. Sorry about that. I recorded this video the next day, so I forgot how many cylinders I made for this fence post. So we're going to repeat that action. So go back to modify, snap align objects options, and go ahead and align. All right, and there you go.